10 years ago, Silver Dollar City probably wasn't the first park on your list to visit if you were a coaster enthusiast. A B&M sit-down coaster and a launch S&S coaster were the main attractions at the time, but since then, two newer coasters have made a big splash in the industry, having thrill seekers flying in from around the country to get their adrenaline rush. The addition of Outlaw Run was the turning point, a record-breaking wooden coaster built by the wild minds of Rocky Mountain Construction. With multiple airtime hills and insane inversions, this coaster quickly arrived on every enthusiast's bucket list. Then in 2018, something even more innovative was unveiled to the world: Time Traveler, the first ever extreme spinning coaster from Mach Rides. A coaster that would deliver a one-of-a-kind experience. This addition led to record attendance and secured Silver Dollar City's spot as a destination for coaster lovers around the world. With more and more thrill junkies heading to this park, a new debate has begun. Which of these two impactful coasters is the best? Which has the best layout? And which has the best airtime? We decided to settle this debate once and for all. You voted on our Instagram page. Now it is time to reveal our winner of Outlaw Run versus Time Traveler. Which coaster will take its spot as the best coaster in Silver Dollar City? Find out next. Hey everyone, this is Hale from Destination Thrills, and welcome to another coaster duel. Our last coaster duel was a battle of the RMCs, Lightning Rod, and Steel Vengeance. If you like these types of videos, I would recommend checking that one out after this video. I will link it in the description below. But in this video, we have two beloved coasters at one of my favorite parks, Silver Dollar City. Our first coaster is made from wood by the manufacturers at Rocky Mountain Construction. Opened in 2013, this ride has a drop height of 162 feet, reaching a top speed of 68 miles per hour, and featuring a track length of 2,937 feet. This coaster features 3 inversions, which was the most for any wooden coaster at that time. This ride, however, is known for its relentless pacing and energetic airtime. It currently sits at number 16 on the Coaster Buzz's Top 100 list. We introduced the world's most daring wooden coaster, Outlaw Run. And Outlaw Run's opponent, built in 2018 by Mach Rides, was a first-of-its-kind attraction. Known as the Extreme Spinning Coaster, this ride would take the spinning coaster to the next level, featuring launches, vertical drops, inversions, and airtime hills, all while the coaster cars are spinning. This unique thrill machine has a height of 100 feet, hitting a top speed of 50 miles per hour, and reaching a track length of 3,020 feet. The ride currently ranks number 33 on Coaster Buzz's Top 100 list. We have a roller coaster that is well beyond its time. We introduce Time Traveler. Alright, so let's jump into how this duel is going to work. We held 7 polls on our Instagram story asking voters to choose which coaster was better in 7 specific categories. Each category was worth 2 points, and the coaster with the most votes would win the category. We then held a final poll worth 5 points that asked which coaster was the best overall. The coaster that tallies the most points at the end will be our winner. There are 19 possible points, so the magic number each coaster is looking for is 10. Alright, I also want to give a quick shout out to everyone who participated. We had well over 100 voters in this battle. We hope to grow these coaster duels, so if you are interested in voting in the next one, please follow our Instagram page, which I will link in the description. We will announce all of our battles and tournaments there. Okay, so enough chatting, let's get into our coaster duel. Alright, we have our first question, which is which coaster has the best first drop? This one is a tough one because they're both good in their own individual way. Outlaw Run has a really tall vertical drop that gives you tons of ejector airtime. But then you also have Time Traveler that not only gives you a 90-degree drop, but it also spins your cars at the same time. Now there is a trim brake at the top of the drop, so if you're in the front seat you don't get that much airtime, but if you were in the back seat, oh my gosh, you get flung out of your seat. So this one's a tough one for me. I personally would choose Time Traveler. But let's see what our voters chose, and they picked Time Traveler at 60%. So Time Traveler takes the first 2 points and has a quick early lead. Our next question was which coaster has the best inversions? Another tough question because both coasters provide some really unique, awesome inversions. We have Outlaw Run that has the weird overbank stall that gives you some really good hang time. And then we have the double barrel roll finale at the end. It's such an awesome inversion and an awesome way to end a coaster. But then we have Time Traveler, which has a vertical loop, a dive loop, and a 0G roll. And these inversions are great, but what makes them even better is that you're spinning the whole time. It's a really unique sensation and gives you some awesome hang time. So personally, I would say that Time Traveler has the best inversions for me. I just like that you're spinning through them the whole time. But let's see what our voters pick. And they chose Outlaw Run with just 54% of the vote. And now we have a tie of 2-2. All right, let's move on to our next category. We have which coaster has the best airtime. This one is kind of an easy one for me. Time Traveler does have some good airtime moments within the first drop. There's also that twisted airtime hill. And there's even a good pop of air before you hit the second launch. But Outlaw Run just has that constant pacing over several airtime hills. There's so many moments where you're just getting lifted out of your seat. It is absolutely phenomenal. And it is the real treat of this ride. And so I have to give it to Outlaw Run here for having the best airtime. Let's see what our voters chose. And no surprise, Outlaw Run wins this category 78% of the vote. And now is our leader at 4 points to 2 points. Our next category is which coaster is the most comfortable. Both coasters to me are pretty comfortable. The tracks are both smooth, even though Outlaw Run is getting a little rougher recently, but for the most part, as a wooden coaster, it is a pretty smooth experience. I would say this comes down to the restraints. Time Traveler's restraints are so comfortable, they're not tight on you at all, and you don't get any of that thigh banging on the lap bar. Outlaw Run, a lot of people complain of having bruised thighs at the end of the ride. A lot of it has to do with the extreme ejector airtime, so I would say that most people will vote Time Traveler as the most comfortable ride, and I would have to agree with them as well. Let's see if that came true. And yes, Time Traveler wins this category 69% and now ties things up. We have a 4-4 tie early on in this battle, so this could really be anyone's race here. All right, let's see who breaks this tie in our fifth category, which is which coaster has the better night ride. This one is another easy choice for me. Both rides are really good at night, but Outlaw Run is truly a terrifying experience because you can't see a thing back in those woods, and you are just going so fast, and as you're just racing through every airtime hill and twist and turn, you're starting to wonder, like, I can't see anything that's happening. Hopefully nothing hits me. With Time Traveler, yes, it's dark back there as well, but the pacing is a little bit slower than Outlaw Run, so it has less of a scary experience. Plus, there's a lot of lights in that area, so I don't think it's as dark. So personally, Outlaw Run's my favorite night ride at the park. It's one of my favorite night rides in general. So let's see if our voters agree, and Outlaw Run does win with 63% of the vote and takes a 6-4 lead. Okay, moving on to our sixth category. We have which coaster is the most intense. Both coasters have their intensity, but I think Outlaw Run just has it with that pacing and the extreme airtime as well. It just has a lot of forces, and I just think it's the most intense coaster at the park. Time Traveler, yes, it has its forces on the first drop and some other parts of the layout, but for the most part, it is a gentle ride, so I'm going to give it to Outlaw Run here. And our voters agreed, 65% voting Outlaw Run as the most intense coaster. And now Outlaw Run has a 8-4 lead. And if Outlaw Run wins this next category, it will win the coaster duel. So this is our final category question, and we asked, which coaster has the most satisfying duration? Now this is something I think both coasters kind of lack. Both layouts I wish were a little bit longer or had one or two more elements at the end. Outlaw Run definitely seems very short, and I think that has a lot to do with the pacing, but it's just a short ride duration overall. Time Traveler, it breaks you on the launch, so it gives you some extra time there. Plus the pacing is rather slow, you get a lot of hang time in those loops, so you do feel like you have more duration than Outlaw Run. So personally, I would vote Time Traveler as having the most satisfying duration. And you all voted Time Traveler with 75% saying that this coaster has the most satisfying duration. So Outlaw Run has an 8-6 lead over Time Traveler as we head into our final question, which is, which coaster is better overall? This question is worth 5 points, so whoever wins this category wins the coaster duel. Personally, I think they're both really good rides, but I think Outlaw Run just has that edge due to the intensity and the airtime. It's just such a fun ride for me. It's the type of coaster that I like to ride, and so for me, I think it's the best overall. Time Traveler has its great moments, and that uniqueness is what is really special about that ride. But if I had to choose one ride to ride there for the rest of my life, I would choose Outlaw Run. So our winner of Best Overall and the winner of today's Coaster Duel is Outlaw Run with 62% of the vote. So Outlaw Run wins our coaster battle 13-6 over Time Traveler and is crowned the best coaster at Silver Dollar City. Again, thank you to everyone who voted in this coaster duel. If you like this video, I will actually link more coaster duels and coaster tournaments in the description below. And a reminder to follow us on Instagram so you can participate in the next coaster duel or the next coaster tournament. And just to give you a sneak peek, we will be doing a Six Flags Great America tournament in a couple of weeks. So if you want to participate in that, I suggest you follow us there. And as always, if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to Destination Thrills, the destination for all the latest theme park news and content. Thank you all for watching. I'm Cullah Hale from Destination Thrills. Have a good one.